What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a story that has absolutely taken over the basketball world. I'm talking about the massive viral explosion surrounding the latest debate about LeBron James. This isn't just your typical sports talk show argument. This conversation has unexpectedly snowballed, pulling in more than 5.6 million viewers and sending shockwaves throughout the entire NBA community. It's a phenomenon that has reignited discussions about LeBron's legacy in a way we've never seen before. This isn't a slow burn, folks. This was a sudden, massive spike in attention. All of a sudden, fans are passionately arguing on every social media platform. Analysts are scrambling to react, and entire panels are dedicating hours to breaking down every single angle of this conversation. It's like a digital wildfire, and at the center of it all is one of basketball's most polarizing and enduring questions. What does LeBron James's legacy truly mean for the NBA? Whether you think he's the greatest of all time, or you believe his influence has changed the game for the worse, this viral moment has brought all those opinions to the forefront. Social media is flooded with clips trending non-stop. Commentators are questioning just how much influence the king has had on the modern style of play, on team-building strategies, on the era of player empowerment, and on the overall direction the league has taken over the past 2 decades. The reactions have been intense, to say the least. Some fans are calling this whole thing a legacy meltdown, pointing to the sheer volume of heated reactions and the staggering viewer engagement as proof that people are finally questioning his impact. They see the 5.6 million viewers as a sign of widespread disagreement. On the other side, others argue this only cements how legendary LeBron truly is. Their point? The world simply cannot stop talking about him. Even years into his career, he's still the main character of the NBA story. So, in this video, we're going to break it all down. We're going to explore why this specific debate blew up so quickly and so dramatically. What exactly are those 5.6 million viewers reacting to? What are the core arguments that have everyone so fired up? We'll look at how former players, insiders, and even current stars are responding to this massive conversation. And most importantly, we'll analyze what this viral moment tells us about LeBron's lasting impact on the game of basketball, both on and off the court. We're going to unpack the full timeline of how this started. We'll look at the key moments, the pivotal clips, and the initial sparks that lit this fire. We'll show you the most heated reactions from fans and analysts, and we'll dig into the controversy at the heart of it all. How has this viral explosion once again reshaped the conversation around one of the greatest and most influential players in the history of sports? Let's start with the genesis of this whole thing. It began with a seemingly routine segment on a popular sports talk show. The topic was familiar, comparing LeBron's era to Michael Jordan's. But something about this particular discussion was different. The host made a provocative claim about LeBron's influence on player movement and super teams, framing it in a way that directly challenged the narrative of his greatness. The clip was sharp, it was concise, and it was perfectly engineered for social media. Within hours, the clip went from a few thousand views to hundreds of thousands. By the next morning, it was in the millions. Why? Because it touched a nerve. It wasn't just about stats or championships anymore. It was about the very soul of the game. The debate questioned whether the era of player empowerment, which LeBron is often credited with ushering in, has been good for the league. Did it create more competitive balance, or did it just lead to a few stacked teams dominating every season? This is what the 5.6 million viewers were drawn to. It was a referendum on the modern NBA. For older fans, it was a chance to voice their nostalgia for an era of fierce team loyalty and rivalries. For younger fans, it was an opportunity to defend the player who has defined their entire basketball-watching lives. The comment sections became a battleground of ideas, with essays being written in response to tweets and video replies generating millions of more views. It became a content ecosystem of its own. The argument essentially splits into two camps. Camp A believes LeBron's era of player empowerment, starting with his decision to go to Miami, fundamentally broke the competitive structure of the league. They argue it created a ring-chasing culture where superstars team up, leaving small-market teams with no realistic chance to compete. They point to the decline in long-term rivalries and the constant player movement as evidence that loyalty is a thing of the past. For them, this viral debate is a moment of validation. Camp B, on the other hand, sees LeBron as a trailblazer who gave players control over their own destinies. They argue that for decades, owners and front offices held all the power, treating players like assets to be traded at will. LeBron, they say, flipped that script. He showed players that they are the business, and they have the right to choose where they want to work and who they want to work with. They see the 5.6 million viewers as a testament to his influence, proving he changed the power dynamics of the league forever. What's been fascinating to watch is how former players have weighed in. Legends from the 80s and 90s have largely sided with the critics, expressing their confusion over the modern players' desire to team up with rivals. They talk about wanting to beat the best, not join them. Players who played alongside or against LeBron, however, have offered a more nuanced perspective. Many have defended his choices, emphasizing the pressure and scrutiny he faced from a young age and highlighting his incredible business acumen and off-court impact. Let's talk about that off-court impact, because it's a huge piece of this puzzle. The debate isn't just about basketball strategy. It's about LeBron, the media mogul, the social activist, and the businessman. His influence extends far beyond the hardwood. He has a production company, a stake in a major sports franchise, and he's used his platform to speak on social issues. Some argue this has made him the most powerful athlete of all time. Others claim it has distracted from the game and has, at times, invited unnecessary controversy. This viral moment perfectly captures that duality. The 5.6 million viewers aren't just basketball fans. They are people engaging with a cultural icon. The debate is a proxy for larger conversations about labor versus management, individual ambition versus collective loyalty, and the role of athletes in society. LeBron's career has always been a lightning rod for these topics, and this latest explosion is just the most recent and perhaps most potent example. So, how does this reshape the conversation around him? For one, it proves that his legacy is still being written, even as he approaches the end of his career. It's not a settled matter. Every move he makes, on or off the court, is still subject to intense debate and scrutiny. Secondly, it highlights the generational divide in how fans view the NBA. What one generation sees as a flaw, another sees as a feature. The concept of what makes a great legacy is evolving, and LeBron is at the center of that evolution. This viral event has also forced many in the media to re-examine how they cover him. It's no longer enough to just talk about points, rebounds, and assists. You have to talk about his impact on media, on business, and on the very structure of the league. He's not just a player, he's a system. And as this debate shows, analyzing that system is complex and often controversial. In the end, this massive surge in viewership tells us one thing for certain: LeBron James remains the most compelling figure in sports. Whether you love him or you're critical of him, you have an opinion. The fact that a single debate can draw in millions of people, spark countless arguments, and dominate the sports world for days on end is a testament to his monumental presence. His legacy might be debated, but his relevance is undeniable. This whole episode just adds another fascinating, complicated chapter to his incredible story. What do you guys think? Has this viral debate changed your perspective on LeBron's legacy at all? Are you in the camp that believes he revolutionized the league for the better? Or do you think his influence has had negative consequences? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be reading through and responding to as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in sports. We'll see you in the next one.